is finally getting warm outside and beautiful. Everything is growing. So I want to take advantage of seeing everything there is to see. It's time for me to start decorating my outdoor deck. So in today's show, I'm showing you how I made these beautiful beaded lanterns along with a hanging lantern with a cage top. Coming up next, I'll show you how I made these for less than $5 each. For this project from Dollar Tree, I'm using a tall glass vase, a medium oval glass vase, a large round vase, a small round vase, and these are new at Dollar Tree. I'm using pearl wrap in white, also in silver. Dollar Tree also now has these cool gem and jewel border stickers. I'm using silver wire and a book ring. To work the wire, I'll be using round nose pliers and needle nose pliers. You can get this set from Walmart. And to put some of the pieces together, I'm using Gorilla Clear Grip glue and a hot glue gun. So last week I ran across a picture of these beautiful lanterns and I really wanted them to go on my deck. These particular lanterns were out of stock, and I remembered I picked up a bunch of Dollar Tree stickers and pearl wrap, so I thought maybe I could recreate them using those. So I want to make a couple of different lanterns, different shapes to go on my center table on my deck, and I think I'll start with this oval shaped vase and use this pearl wrap and try to cover it similar to the one in the photo. So I just measured the length of the glass vase, and I am going to cut a bunch of strips to go around the vase. So I end up cutting about 11 strips, and I am going to attach this to the vase vertically going up. For each strip, I'm going to use a little Gorilla Clear Grip glue and some sections, and I'm going to use the hot glue gun also. I'm using hot glue at the top edge to start it off. I'm also using Gorilla glue sticks because they're a little stronger. The glue sticks don't stick well to glass, that's why I'm also using the Gorilla Clear Grip glue. But I'm going to start it with the hot glue to keep it in place, and then I'm going to go in sections and put some Gorilla Clear Grip glue on a few strips and also some hot glue on a few sections, and that'll keep the pearls from sliding down until the glue dries. I'm lining these strips up right next to each other at the top and letting them fall down, and they leave a little space in between. Also, you might want to put on gloves to protect your hands from the glue. And this is what I have so far. Now to cover up the spaces in between, I'm going to cut 11 more strips. And I'm gluing these over the open spaces, overlapping the pieces below. But I'm only putting glue at the top and the bottom. Now there we go, it's all covered. Looks like tiny little pearls draping across the piece. Now the lanterns in my inspiration photo has these wire frames inside. So to kind of simulate that, I'm cutting single line strands of pearl and silver, and I'm going to place those in between pieces on the top layer. Now I think that looks more like it. I think I also want to use this silver beaded wrap to make a border at the top and the bottom. But this time I'm not cutting this strip. I'm using hot glue on the third or the fourth row, and I'm going to fold the first two rows over. This will make the strip thinner, but it'll give the top edge a thick border. because I'm going to attach this leaving just a row of beads above the rim. And again, I'm using the Gorilla Clear Grip glue, and I'm also using a little hot glue. I'm also putting the same folded silver border around the bottom. Now to finish this off, I'm just going to use a little hot glue to curve the border in around the rim. Now that is a very beautiful, elegant, white beaded lantern. Now the inspiration piece has these beautiful silver tops. Before I attempt to create a top for this, I'm going to do a couple other variations. I like to have a set of 3. Next, I'll use this large round bowl. And for this one, I'm going to try these pretty sticker borders. It has blue pearls with little blue gems around it. The inspiration photo had a nice green small round one. I think I'll do a small blue one. Now I measured the height of the bowl and I cut the strips so that they fit around the bowl. And I'm taking the strips off with the sticky part on, but I'm still using a Gorilla Clear Grip glue and the hot glue just on the top and bottom edges. I'm laying these right below the line of the rim, down to right above the base, and I am laying the next 4 strips right next to, butting up against the one before it. After about 4 strips, it starts to curve inward, so the next one I am going to lay straight down so that only the top and bottom edge will touch. And then I'll lay down another set of 4 right next to each other. Now I used the top half of 2 packs of these blue gems, and now I have 2 sets of the bottom half. And the bottom half of the sheet is shorter, so I'm going to have to put 2 pieces together to finish it off. With the other sheet, I'm cutting the bottom half of the strip so that it fits in correctly. So I cut out that top gem so it fits right under the top part of that strip like a little puzzle. Okay, for that last section I needed to put down 5 strips to get to the end, and this is what I have. You know what? I also have these pretty blue stickers, and I think it would look really nice to put a line of these gems right in the gaps. Yes, that is very pretty. And to help it go along with the other piece, I'm going to put a line of silver beads at the top and the bottom of this. And I'm also adding a silver beaded top border and bottom border to match my other piece. There we go. This will make a really nice set. Plus the embellishment in the center matches the frames from the first one, and they are starting to have the same feel as that inspiration piece. Okay, I want to do one more variation and then I'll work on the tops. Okay, for this third one, I think I'm going to use a totally different shape. I'm going to use this long cylinder. I'll start by wrapping this silver pearl wrap around the bottom and the top before it starts to curve up by the neck. I think I'll do 2 rows of silver around the bottom and the top. And I might as well use the rest of the pretty gems on this sheet. It does have a nice design. I also love the gems in this color, so I think I'm going to put this on the other side. And I'll just add more pieces to each color to wrap around to the sides. And that will give me 3 different unique pieces for this set. Now, one thing I really love about the inspiration piece is the tops. Silver, and it has a rounded shape that goes up to a point. So I need to make something that's metal and that's open so that the flames can breathe when it's on top, and something with the same shape. So I will attempt to recreate something like this with this Dollar Tree wire. I think I'd like to make a cage top. To make this, I'm cutting 2 sets of 8 pieces of wire that are 18 inches long. I'm lining a set of 8 pieces together, and I want them to all be even, so I want to make sure that the edges line up, and then I'm going to put a piece of tape at each end to keep it in place. Okay, so now I have those 2 sets of 8 pieces, and I'm going to put those 2 sets together and put a piece of tape around those 2 so that the 2 sets are lined up. Next, I'm going to find and hold the center and try to bend the sets in half. And I'm going to use this marker to make a circle at the top, and I'm going to twist the wires around beneath the marker. So you have something that looks like this. Now the last 2 pieces of tape that I put on, I'm going to take those off so that I can separate my groups. And I want to separate it in 4s to make like a cross shape. Now one at a time, I'm going to take the tape off each group, and I'm going to separate the pieces. And since I like to have a thicker wire for my design, this Dollar Tree wire is pretty thin, so I'm going to put 2 pieces together and kind of lightly twist it until I get to the bottom, and then I'm going to twist that pretty tightly. So for that, the ends, I'm using my round nose pliers. These are jewelry tools, and I'm going to make sure the ends are twisted tight, and I'm going to use the tool to start a curl in the wire like this. Then I could also use my fingers to curve it up the rest of the way to make a curly design. So now I have 4 twisted wires on each set. The first curl design I made is high, the second one's a little lower, the center piece is straight with a little curl at the bottom, and then on the right side is one curl that's a little low. And this is what it looks like after I do the rest of the groups with the same design, like a little kind of butterfly. Now I use 16 pieces of wire, but you could use 8 pieces if you have a thicker wire and you don't have to twist it. Now what I would like to do is mold this into a shape that's something like the inspiration piece, where it's kind of rounded, bulged out at the bottom, and goes to a point at the top. So I'm going to use this small round bow to help shape the piece. I want to taper the top down and then have it bulge out where the curls start. So I'm going to cut a piece of wire about 60 inches. I'm pushing the wire into the top, and I'm going to slowly wrap the wire around the neck of this piece. I am starting at the bottom to where I want the bottom to be, and I am rolling it around up towards the top. And I'm trying to do that as neatly as possible and really close together. And I'm pushing the wire in towards the top, and I'll use my round nose pliers to squeeze all the pieces up close together. And that top end piece, I'm going to curl it over and then push it into the wires at the top. I have something that looks like this. It's not really neat, but I'm going to try to adjust it. Okay, so now I want to try to reorganize my pieces. They got kind of squashed up, and I'm going to just go around and position all the pieces back where they belong. I decided to twist the curly wires around the centerpiece just so that they sort of lock together. And the neck I bend inward and tapered out so that it looks like this. Now I'm going to make sure all the curls are shaped in a line, and now I can sit it on top of my small bowl and shape the bottom part of this piece. So I'm centering it and I'm pushing the curly pieces down and around the sides of the bowl to give it that sphere shape. To make this more like a cage top, I'm going to take the pieces and sort of interlock them. So I'm opening up the curls on each of them a little, and I am going to move them together and move one inside the other and sort of link them together. And I'll do that to all the curly pieces where they meet. Even the ones at the top. So now I have a little decorative cage that looks something like this. Now these long end pieces, I was going to leave them long, but I decided to curl these up too. So I'll curl the ends, but they'll still be longer than the other pieces. So the top will look like this on the pieces, and I think I'm just going to do one top like this, one hanging piece. I actually like the way the lanterns look, the beaded ones without the top. So I think I'm going to put this top on my tallest piece. Yes, that looks perfect on there, and it'll make a really nice hanging piece. Now let's figure out how to attach it so that it can hang. Okay, so to attach this, I cut a piece of wire about 60 inches long, and I am going to line the ends up and sort of fold it in half, but leaving a little loop at the top. And under that loop, I'm going to twist the wire all the way down to the end. Now I want to attach one end of the cap to this wire. So I'm going to take that loop and put it inside one of the end curls. I want the loop to go inside the smallest curl. So I'm going to open it up a little with the round nose pliers so that I could place it in there, and then I'm going to close it back up. I'm also going to twist the loop so that it's a smaller hole so that it stays in there better. Now it looks like this attached to the wire. Now I'm going to position a cap on the piece the way I want it, and the wire I am going to position it so it's going to go around right above the silver wrap. So I'm going to keep it snug to the vase, and as I go around, when I get to the next curl, I'll make sure it's lined up, and I'm going to twist the wire up at a right angle. And then I'll use my finger or something to make a large loop, and then I'm going to twist the loop around itself. So these loops can be used to link and unlink the curls on the cap to the bottom piece. Now I'll just continue this as I go around, keeping the wire really snug, making loops that line up with the curls. And as I get to the end piece, I'm going to fold the wire under the front piece and fold it over and pull it back really tight so that the wire is nice and snug, and then I'm going to loop that wire around itself. Use the pliers to pull it really tight, and I'm going to wrap it around several times. Then I can cut it and use the round nose pliers to curl and push that piece in. And now I have a pretty cap. It's attached and it can hang. I can also unlock these when I want to open it with only one end stand lock, so it's attached to the piece, but you can easily put a candle inside. Now I'm going to close this up, and like the inspiration piece, I'm going to put a large ring on it and hang it from a chain. So I'm using this book ring. I also got this at Dollar Tree, and I had this chain already. Attach both of those, and this cage top holds this lantern very nicely. So now my set is complete, and I even got really close to the same look and feel of the inspiration piece. So I'm really happy with this. And I can't wait to see these at night in my screen porch as we sit out and enjoy the nice warm weather. Hey guys, check out my Etsy store. I just added new products from this show with free shipping. And for just a few dollars, you can get instant digital downloads of full color step-by-step instructions with templates for some of your favorite projects. And check out my Amazon page where you can pick up my multi-surface acrylic metallic paint, back in stock with 8 beautiful shimmering colors. You can mix millions of colors and create endless home beauty for indoor and outdoor projects. And while you're there, pick up my Book of Elegant Home Crafts Volume 1 with all your favorite projects together in one big beautiful colored step-by-step instruction book. On my Amazon page, you'll see all my favorite crafting tools and supplies used on this show, and you can add them all to your cart for the one-click, fast and easy shopping and delivery convenience of Amazon. I'll be working every day to make crafting fun and easy for you. Follow me at Your House of Home and Your House of Home TV on all social media for extra home, food, and gardening tips.